Hey everybody, it's John, and today at last is day 100 of my 100-day juice feast. And the day is already half over, and in just a few hours, like 12 hours, I'll be eating my first solid food in over 3 months, over 100 days, and I'm so excited. I just got home right now from doing some grocery shopping for the first foods I'm going to eat. Now I know a lot of people who do the extended juice feast. It's been popular to do the whole prunes thing. I personally am not going to do them. I talked to my friend Dave, guy, and we were talking about the juicing and how people do that, and also how how we do it. And typically in the past, I've eaten like mango, or not mango, sorry, honeydew or cantaloupe or watermelon. Things like that that are easy to digest, and just mono eat that for a while, let it digest before I have something else or some other kind of fruit. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to do the first week, it's going to be smoothies, mostly green, like fruit smoothies with probably some superfoods like chlorella and spirulina, which I've already been having occasionally with my juice. And I'm going to still have the green juice. I'm still going to be having a juice every day. It'll just be a smaller juice. I won't be doing a gallon anymore. I'll just do like a smaller juice in the morning, but enough with a lot of greens in it, so I'll be getting all my greens for the day with that juice. And so I went shopping. I live here in Oakland, California, and I discovered this market, which was recommended by John Kohler from OK Raw. And it's called Monterey Market. It's in North Berkeley, and it's really awesome because it's super cheap. Like, they had some tomatoes there, some like the pints of the cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes for like $2 each, or actually I think some of them were even cheaper than that, or like $1.39 or something. At least I also got that out of the Berkeley Bowl because I like to shop around and go to a couple different places to get the best deals. Which you learn when you juice feast or when you become a raw foodist, especially if you eat a lot of fruit and fresh greens and stuff like that. You learn the places to go shop, and you kind of have to look around because different stores have different buyers, and so they get different prices depending on who their farmers, their suppliers are. So Monterey Market was great. I got a whole bunch of mangoes, which I'm going to be eating this week. They're ready right now. They're super ripe. I might blend some of them tomorrow with some chlorella and blue-green algae, and maybe a little bit of the Health Force Naturals Earth blend, just to be a little balancing and blood sugar regulating. And I also got a bunch of cilantro, which is super cheap there. Organic cilantro is only it's something like 93 cents a bunch. Everywhere else it's like $1.30 or $1.50. So I got like 4, and they're huge too. They're not these little bunches, they're freaking huge, so it's great. And I also got, let me think, I got one small papaya, which I got when I went to the Berkeley Bowl afterwards. It's just a tiny Hawaiian papaya. I was going to get 2, but they were like $4 a piece, and I was like, forget it. And I'm also, what I'm probably going to break the fast with, specifically, I might blend it up. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to break it probably with cherimoya. And I don't think I need to blend it. I think I can handle that as long as I chew it well. It's a pretty good, I think it's a pretty good soluble fiber. It's pretty light, similar to a pear consistency. If you've never had cherimoya, it's really good, but they're really expensive too. I bought 2 of them, and it cost me $10 just for the 2, and they weren't even super huge. They were kind of medium sized. Also, let's see, what else did I get? I bought a dragon fruit, and I'm going to have that probably later in the day, which is also pretty light, and I'll be able to eat that too. I bought some bananas. They're not ripe right now. They're kind of green. I'm going to have those near the end of the week, and those are actually going to be blended. I'm not going to eat those yet because those are starchier and they're not going to digest as easily as some of the other fruits. I bought more mangoes too at Berkeley Bowl. I got Manila mangoes, and I also got Kent mangoes, which are more like the regular variety, the green and reddish ones, not like the Philippine mangoes. Let's see, what else did I get? I bought more stuff for juicing. I actually, ironically, right now, Safeway is the cheapest place to get organic cucumbers right now, and they're actually decent quality. They're better than some of the other health food stores I've seen, ironically. So one of the few, very few good quality organic things that they actually carry. So I got a few from there today, although they only had English ones left in stock right now, but I like juicing those too. I got other fruit today. I got a whole bunch of citrus, which probably not going to so much as eat all the fiber in them, but I'm going to juice them, but juice them in my mouth, kind of like I did at the beginning of the juice feast. I would cut them up in chunks, and I would basically suck the juice out and spit out the pulp. Although this time, if I get a little pulp in it, it'll be fine because I'm done with the juice feast, so I don't mind if I get some of the pulp. And I bought some like pixie mandarins, and I'll just eat those full because they're not super juicy. So I'll have those, but I think I'm going to give myself a couple days before I have those. Or I may actually just peel them because they're so easy to peel and blend them up with some greens and a lot of water in my blend tech, so they'll be very easy to digest. I've probably mentioned in one of my earlier videos, I've been making a lot of sauerkraut and fermented veggies like kimchi type of things, and like daikon radish, in preparation for being able to eat, which I'm not going to be able to eat those for probably at least a week, although maybe a couple days in I'll make like a blended soup, like a good raw soup, and I'll blend some of them up in the soup, which will be fine because it'll be completely pureed, just take it lightly, and that'll help my digestion. So super excited about that. And I got, of the citrus, I got like I've got like 7 kinds of citrus today. I got really delicious organic limes. I got sweet organic limes, which are delicious. If you've never had a sweet lime, you've got to try them. They're amazing. I got Meyer lemons. I got pixie tangerines. I got cocktail grapefruit, which is really amazing. It's like a cross between like a tangerine and a pomelo or something like that. Fanny, you drop money? Yeah. So they're super awesome too. And I got a couple like Oro Blanco grapefruits too, white grapefruits. And some more greens. I got some more like red Russian kale. I got some rainbow chard, and I got some, I don't know, I got a lot of stuff. I got a couple avocados, which are not ripe yet. I purposely bought them hard because I'm not going to eat them probably for like 5 days. And actually when I do eat them, they're going to be blended up as part of a soup. Like I'll probably blend like half of one, and they're not even big, they're just small. I'm going to blend half of one in a soup. Maybe like 4 days or so, 4 or 5 days, we'll see. And just some other cool veggies and stuff, and a little bit of kombucha, which I enjoy as well. So I'm feeling great. So the big news on the whole weight loss thing. I started off at 225 pounds, and today I have ended at 163. So I have lost 62 pounds. I've lost 62 pounds in 100 days. I'm feeling great. I think I look pretty decent. I still want to work on the belly a little bit more. I mean, my face looks pretty good. As time goes, we'll see. My face will probably get a little skinnier, which I'm not really even that concerned about. I'm pretty happy with how everything is right now. I just wish it would grow my hair back on my head, because I unfortunately am a little more bald than I'd like to be, but so I shave. And I feel great. I've got good energy. I've been getting lots of exercise, at least via walking, and I'm going to start doing, and I have been doing some yoga, and I'm going to start doing more yoga and toning to get myself, just in the perfect shape that I want to be. Oh, and I was so excited. I found an organic pineapple today that was actually pretty ripe, because most pineapple is not ripe. They're green. Especially the organic ones, they're not picked when they're ripe, and pineapple are one of the fruits that don't really truly ripen once they've been picked. You want to pick them when they're pretty yellow, and this one was mostly yellow. It had a little tiny bit of green on it, but I think if I leave it for a couple days, it'll be fine, it'll be good. And if it isn't, then I just won't eat it, so I'll give it to someone who wants it or wants to I don't know, cook it or something to take the acid out for maybe a pie or something. I don't know, but I won't be cooking it. So my plans are, in terms of eating, I mentioned I'm going to do the smoothies and the fruit. That's going to be a lot of what my main diet's going to be, or at least what I'm going to try to make it be, because I really love gourmet foods, and I don't need to eat things with lots of nuts and oils. That's fine, but I like variety, and I like savory a lot. And I do like sweet, but savory is where it's at for me, you know, when it comes to satiating my appetite. So I'm writing my recipe book, which I'm super excited about doing that, and I think I'm going to write a juicing book too, because I've been doing juicing for years, and this is the longest one I've ever done now. And I know the ups and downs and the pitfalls. I've done good and bad things when juicing, and I keep getting people asking me what to do, and so I might as well just write a book. I mean, I know there are some awesome books out there, some awesome writers, but I think I'll add my own spin on things. Especially as somebody who's a massage therapist and doing heavy work and stuff like that. Just in general, everything's awesome. I mean, there's some goals that I didn't completely get to finish during the juice feast, but they're still my goals. They're still ongoing. Like, I wanted to be able to jog all the way around Lake Merritt by my house, and I haven't really stuck with that. I'm going to need a walking and jogging partner to do that. Because I can't motivate just myself to do it alone. I think I need to do it with somebody else, and that'll motivate me to get there. Although I'm getting a lot of walking exercise, and I'm going to do some yoga and home toning work and whatnot, and that'll be good. I haven't actually walked that much the past few days because I injured my knee. I actually banged it on the corner of something really hard in the dark, and it hurts, but I know the juicing helps to heal things quicker and whatnot, so I know that'll be better pretty soon. It doesn't hurt too bad. It's just annoying more than anything. Reflections on the 100 days of juicing. I just feel like this juicing has been one of the most positive things I've ever done in my life, and I've done it a few times for shorter periods, but this time definitely was different and definitely helped me experience a wider gamut of life, and doing it for the longer time has helped me, you know, cleanse and get more clarity, and also has inspired a lot of people in my life to come to me and learn more about juicing and learn about raw foods. And people that before I started juicing, they didn't want to hear a damn word I said. They were probably thinking, who the hell's this big fat ass who's telling me that I need to eat, you know, this or that, or my health is going to get better when he looks like shit. You know, and it's true, I did, and I had all this knowledge, but I wasn't using it, and that's the worst crime anyone can ever do to themselves, is have knowledge on something, on how to take care of their health and their well-being, and not utilize it and ignore it. And I know it's an epidemic in this country because people know they shouldn't be chowing down on, you know, tons of steaks and burgers and fried crap and donuts and cookies and all ice cream. People know better than that. But when you reach a certain level of knowledge and you've experienced optimal health and you let yourself slide backwards, that is a crime. And you know what? Your body punishes you. And like when I originally got into raw foods and I was eating a low-fat raw food diet, and I did it for like 3 months straight or a little over that, I got to a point where when I would eat to just being a little bit under full, and then I would realize later that if I did eat like to fullness, I would actually feel sick, like it was too much. Now, obviously there are different foods that create different feelings of fullness, and if you're eating like nuts and heavy things, that's more of, I guess, what I'm talking about. If you eat like fruits and high water content things, your body will tell you when to stop with raw food. Your body reads the enzymes in the food, and food will start to taste different, or you'll just get that full, heavy feeling. No disrespect to the Doug Graham 80-10-10 people, but I personally don't believe in the whole stretching the stomach thing with eating too much fruit. I think that if you are an athlete and you're getting a lot of exercise, that doing that diet can be all right for the most part. And I think rather eating fruit, not stuffing yourself in a big meal, but having fruit all throughout the day spread out would actually be much better for you. And you know, I'm not quoting a specific study or anything, but I think that's the way wild animals and apes and all those, you know, creatures do it too. They're not just sitting and eating like 20 pounds of bananas in one sitting there. Well, maybe they are, but they also spend a lot of energy foraging and getting food, so maybe that's a little different. But you know, to each their own. The most important thing is you got to find what works for you. I personally believe that within the vegetarian realm, anybody can find a raw food diet that will work for them. Many people will be able to find a vegan diet, a raw vegan diet that will work for them, provided they're watching their health and they're getting adequate sunshine and taking proper supplementation where necessary of like vitamin B12, for instance. And also, it's important in your diet to get the right ratio of omega-3 to omega-6, which in my recipe book, in my how-to guide, that's going to be a big part of it. Every recipe in this book is going to be omega-friendly, maybe with the exception of like one gourmet recipe, which will be, you know, reasonably balanced, but may not be perfect. But we'll see. I may actually find a way to make it perfect in that regard. So, day 100 here, awesome day. Gonna go reorganize the refrigerator now, and I'm gonna actually think about buying a second refrigerator to put some greens in to keep fruit, because I have fruit flies that keep coming back no matter what I do. And eating lots of fruit like this, I mean, some of it I do want to keep at room temperature, like bananas, for instance, or fruit that needs to ripen a little bit, but I want to have enough room for all the produce to be fresh. And also, you know, even though it would be great if I could go every day and just buy my produce like every couple days so it's even fresher, I can't always do that because I don't own a car, and I live right next to Whole Foods, but as many of you know, it didn't get the name Whole Wallet without good reason. And the store that I went to today, like, I got like Swiss chard for like $1 a bunch, and it's $2 at Whole Foods. And when the majority of your diet is eating things like that, that's 50% of your budget you save just by, you know, going a little bit further to get your produce and paying to rent the car. I still save money. So, or, you know, and I always split it with friends. We ride together and share the cost. So it's worth it, and I want to have room to spread everything out. So I'm going to check some thrift stores and Craigslist free furniture stuff, and maybe find a half-size fridge. So, anyways, I think I've rambled quite enough for today. I just want to say thank you to everybody out there, and also I was going to say one of the biggest things, as I started to touch upon before I got derailed by rambling, is that a lot of people during this cleanse have really come out to me to ask for help and wanting to know how I'm doing what I'm doing, because they see the positive results it has for me. And my passion in life is to help people, so it's been really a big deal for me, and it's really emotional in a good way, because it really has made me move back into the line of what I'm here for, what I feel my mission in life is, and that's to not just survive, but to help other people, you know, to help people find healing. I watched my mother, you know, struggle for years with cancer, and then when it was pretty much almost too late, do the natural healing Hippocrates Health Institute, which was very good for her. She did well, although she had a kind of a freak accident, passed away, which I talked about in an earlier video, actually. I think it was my last video. And so my passion is to help people to prevent sickness, and wherever possible to heal sickness and degenerative disease. And I've had lots of friends come to me, even friends in the beginning said they'd never do anything like this, or they'd never eat raw veggies and fruit and fast and things like that. And I tell most people, don't do a 100-day juice phase. Don't, you know, work up to it. I mean, not saying you can't do it, but work up to it. I mean, I've been juicing for years, for a decade, and before I worked up to this, and you don't have to wait that long. You know, someone who's eating a good diet, a good raw food, high raw diet for 6 months to a year, I'm sure they can do a 100-day juice feast. I mean, most people could, if they do it the right way. And the right way is have lots of greens in your juice. Make your juices low glycemic, unless you know sugar isn't as much of an issue, but most of your juices should be low glycemic. And you have to absolutely flush your colon. That means enemas or colonics. And when you're doing a 100-day juice feast, Ideally, you should be doing them every single day. Sounds crazy, I know, but when you do it for this long, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The first few days, you may not notice much of anything, but I tell you, by the end, you will absolutely notice, and you will feel kind of like you're sluggish or your system's stuck up, and you can reabsorb those toxins that have accumulated in your colon, that your bloodstream has deposited there, or rather your bloodstream could pick up the toxins that that have ended up in the colon through your kidneys and liver and blood and digestive tract processing and flushing out toxins. It's also important to get exercise. You cannot just juice and not get any exercise. And I don't mean like weightlifting or anything like that. I don't recommend that, but I do recommend yoga and lots of walking, like aerobic type exercise and cardio if you can do it, if you're up there. Lots of stretching, lots of deep breathing. Do other things too. If you have a dry skin brush your skin. There are just lots of things you can do, and try and stay away from negative influences, and surround yourself by positive people and positive situations as much as you possibly can, because it's going to make all the difference in your juice feast, and things that you were normally able to tolerate stress-wise. When you're juicing, the toleration does become a little bit thinner because you're processing a lot of toxins and your emotions can raise. But when you get later on in the juice feast, oftentimes that will subside and that will fade, and you'll actually have more tolerance and be more resilient to dealing with stresses of both emotional, mental, and physical sorts. So, thank you everybody for inspiring me to continue on this journey. And as always, I wish the best love and healing to everybody. Just want to give thanks to you all. I can't say enough. So thank you for joining me all the way up to day 100 of my juice feast, and to all those people who said that I couldn't do it or that said I was crazy. I'm not gonna say anything negative. That would just be counterintuitive. What I would like to say to all of you people who said that, thank you for challenging me. Thank you for inspiring me to do this, because you did, and I did it, and I feel good. And I hope that some of you, maybe I've changed your mind. Maybe you'll think more about it. And much love to you. I love you. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. May peace be with you all, in the words of the ancient Essenes. And Shabbat Shalom.